We'd now like to introduce you to someone who's been our patient. Our patient has now turned into our friend. Our friend has now turned into our advocate, as I understand. And we're asking Geoffrey Duvel to share his story and his connectedness with Fairview, the University of Minnesota, and what it's meant to him to be a patient of ours, collectively touching so many lives here, to share that experience and his thoughts about that experience. Geoffrey, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Eustace, and thank you, BJ. That was pretty inspiring. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As you know, my name's Geoffrey Duvel. I'm 29 years old, and I've been a patient here for 25 years. I just want to give you a little brief history of that. So, in 1984, at the tender age of 5, I was referred to this hospital by my pediatrician. I was then diagnosed with non-Hodgkins lymphoma. I underwent rigorous treatment, radiation, chemotherapy, the like, at the U, along with a few prolonged hospital stays until I went into remission in 1988. Throughout my preteen and adolescent years, I would often return to the U for normal health-related issues that everyday kids go through and stuff like that. I eventually moved out of state to work and go to college. Even though I was in Florida, I would continue to return to the U for annual checkups. In 2003, an echocardiogram ordered by my oncologist, Dr. Joseph Neglia, revealed some problems with my heart. Diagnosed the problem as chemotherapy-induced dilated cardiomyopathy. I was told that I would eventually need a heart transplant to correct this problem, and that there was no other treatment possible to correct it. He put me on medications to help slow the deterioration process. He wanted to do what was best for me while still focusing on the eventual goal, which was transplant. And for that, I'm forever indebted, and I trust him and I believe in him. In 2005, I had a pacemaker defibrillator put in. Following a few more hospital stays, I received an LVAD in 2007. Unfortunately, just 6 months later, I had to have the LVAD replaced due to clotting in the pump, which caused it to fail. Finally, after 2 years on the waiting list, I received the call to get down to the hospital because my heart was on its way. January 12, 2008, I was transplanted. Excuse me. Thank you. Due to some complications, I remained in the hospital for 17 days. It was a tough transition. Although without the constant care I had been given, the transition would have been worse. I continue my treatment at Fairview and the U. I have biopsies and checkups every 3 months now. I am involved in countless studies, including the long-term follow-up study for childhood cancer survivors. Also, I attend cardiac rehab 3 to 4 times a week and take part in the transplant support group offered at the hospital when I can. I'm trying to get buff. Today, I'm happy to report that my recovery is going well. There are still some bumps in the road, but hey, at least they're just bumps and not humps, right? Currently, I'm attending Anoka Ramsey Community College and plan on transferring to St. Cloud Technical College to study cardiovascular technology. Who would have thunk? I know a career in healthcare requires a lot of heart, no pun intended. Because of this, I truly believe that everyone involved with my disease and recovery contributed to my success. In my 29 years, I've been around a lot of clinics and hospitals, not only for my own care, but for the care of others. From 1994 to 1996, my father, Craig Duvel, was a patient here at Fairview. Excuse me again. And even though he isn't sitting with us here today, he received the best care that was out there. I guess I've got somewhat of a bias. I've experienced some other hospitals while living in other places, and they just don't compare. I wouldn't think of going anywhere else. In closing, I'd just like to remind you all that the work you do is very important. You all represent yourselves and many others that make the successes in people's lives possible every day. I am humbled and honored to be standing here knowing that without you all, it wouldn't be possible. So with that, I want to express a sincere thank you from a childhood cancer survivor, heart transplant recipient, and devoted patient of 25 years. Thank you very much.